Yakuza Kiwami is a sequel to Yakuza 0 while also being a remake of the first game of the series, Yakuza, which has a funny English dub featuring the Joker as the Joker. Many characters from Zero lose dimensions here, as this story was made first.
Dumb motherfucker!
Majima loses some dimensions and gains some completely new ones, becoming a 5-dimensional shape. After the Kuze Everywhere system in Yakuza 0, Majima has decided to take up his mantle and fuse his tenacity with the predatorial instincts of Mr. Shakedown, turning into the most ridiculously persistent pain in the ass, never stopping you for a fight. Ludonarrative dissonance be damned. And Kiryu? Well, he is not doing too bad until he does. And when he does, he truly does. This shall prove Kiryu's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad game. Yakuza Kiwami takes place in 2005, though we are first shown a flashback of the year 1995, at the time of the murder of one Dojima Sohei, a shit-ass man who was at the top of the Dojima family, wherein we flash back to the day before that murder. Kiryu is chilling with Yakuza grunt Shinji, doing collections, until he decides to chill with the homeboy Nishiki, possibly the chillest Yakuza yet. Before that, he encounters the least chill Yakuza yet, Mad Dog Majima, once acclaimed for his almost normal behavior. He is now an insane psychopath presenting type of fellow who is just barely stopped from killing his underling by Kiryu, which awakens something within him. His conversation with the homie and the alleged love of his life reveals that he shall soon have his very own Tojo clan family, and there seems to be nothing that could stand in the way of that. Except maybe if Dojima abducts his girl, Nishiki goes to save her, kills the old pervert with Kiryu coming in right after the deed was done, leaving him to claim the crime as his doing to protect his sworn brother, going into the joint for 10 years in his stead. But I mean, that would never happen, right? The only man who is onto Kiryu's scheme to protect his family is Makoto Date, police detective, who is sure that Kiryu is actually a fall guy, but that doesn't change Kiryu's resolve in going to prison. Once Kiryu returns from his fun and relaxing 10-year excursion in the joint, the world has changed in bleak ways. The Tojo clan is near ruin, as someone stole a cheeky 10 billion from the big Tojo clan safe. Also, Nishiki has become evil Nishiki, and the 10 years in the joint have made Kiryu a fucking pussy. Not much stronger than a common schmo of the street, the same league as punk as Abe Lincoln. That is what Majima finds out, after having a little match. Thereupon deciding that Kiryu's only shot at rebuilding old strength is to be violently assaulted at every moment of his life. By whom other than him? He goes to a club Stardust, as per instruction of his Yakuza dad through a letter he received in prison, and gets assaulted by its bouncer for having too much drip.
I'm not Yakuza.
Look at you, fuckhead! You couldn't be any more Yakuza if you tried. Just because you're a Yakuza. Fucking Yakuza. You fucking Yakuza!
I'm not Yakuza. You retarded or just deaf?
But the club manager man saves Kiryu from this feral ignoramus, who is henceforth in love with the dragon of the guy he murdered, allegedly, but not really. Through these upstanding citizens, he receives the current status of the criminal underworld he left behind so many years ago. Remember Chairman Seda from hit game Yakuza 0? He just kinda died, sorry guys. Big guy Shimano is angry and wants money, Nishiki is evil, a beater of women and killer of non-women, working with Terada of the rivaling Yakuza clan the Omi Alliance, and Shinji works for him but actually works for Kazama as a mole. And that very Kazama is trying to keep the Tojo from becoming completely not good. You may wonder what happened to Nishiki, as he used to be such a nice and reliable guy. Why did Nishiki become evil? Well, society happened. His plot device sister died of ligma off-screen after not ever having been on-screen, and after a fake doctor scammed him out of money. Also Kashiwagi and Kazama trolled him into having his own family that he quickly loses control of. And every single character is just straight up roasting his ass at every opportunity. His life turned comically shitty after Kiryu left. So Nishiki had no choice but to become the Joker. What's the difference between killing one or two? Talk a good one, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. Kiryu sneaks his way into the chairman's funeral of fists, where his fists are buried in probably nearly every Tojo man alive. After his father gets shot by a sniper while trying to give him important information. Listen carefully. Obama's last name is... Even the heavy artillery of Majima and Majima's father, who has stolen Mr. Shakedown's whole moveset, are summoned to stop the renegade gangster. They even brought Nishiki to look at us like a jackass. Being left with basically no allies, an ally saves him just in time. The detective man, whose career went down the shitter after being too obsessed with Kiryu's innocence. At the old fishing hole, our barkeep friend reveals that Yumi actually had a secret sister. She then sends him to another bar, whose bartender will surely know more about her. The only problem being his lack of being alive. Same as all the other people in this little bar, except for a little girl, who was also searching for the very same woman, her mother. Kiryu also saves an innocent stray from a bunch of bitch boys. John Yakuza is a pretty cool guy. He saves dogs and doesn't afraid of anything. After losing and gaining consciousness, she and the old man make their way to her mother's bar at the top of the Millennium Tower, where a bunch of thugs attack them for possessing a MacGuffin. You must fight the most PS2 looking guy in this game, just beware of his ultimate move. Kiryu continues his quest of gathering intel by visiting the local CIA-grade stalker man located in the homeless village, guarded by iconic video game character Gary Buster Holmes. To get there, he must go through a public bathroom which doubles as a portal to America. If you want your information, you must first defeat iconic video game character Gary Buster Holmes. Very well, I shall go along with this. The sisters did indeed steal the money, Nishiki probably killed the chairman, and also Date is back, except with a bullet in his body, while Haruka is busy, having been kidnapped. Kiryu rushes over to the batting cages, where Majima, freshly employed kidnap man, is waiting to fight him once again. One of his goons tries to cut the fight short by killing Kiryu, which ends with Majima taking the knife and being angry. Kiryu takes a little break from the crime conspiracies to help a couple friends with troubled familial relations.
I did feel the urge to hit some balls today.
Are you fucking retarded?
I'm not as stupid as you.
Even learning a thing or two about what it means to be a father. Even Yuya is having trouble, though his problems are just a side quest. The side content in this game is truly something. You can beat up Majima 50 times. You can play the Pokemon trading card game against children and Majima, except the Pokemon are weird scantily dressed insect women. Or you can experience an array of sub-stories where you get scammed in 25 different ways. The most intense one is the Beef Bowl Play's scam story. You can scam me, but scamming Matsuya is where I draw the line. Out of the way, Majomba, you bitch ass. My business is urgent and personal right now. Yeah, this isn't the strongest Yakuza side content offering there ever was, but it does have the long-awaited sequel to the Pocket Circuit from Yakuza 0, featuring Majima. Back to the crime drama. Mizuki is dead now. Following some leads, Kiryu will finally soon get his opportunity to speak to his former brother. Before that though, Kiryu follows in Looney Tunes-esque fashion the mad runaway Haruka, who gets kidnapped by these guys, who are then beaten up by Kiryu. You're not Yakuza. Who do you work for? Joe. Who? Joe Ma. Meeting Nishiki at the bar, like the good old days, he makes his demands. The girl, the pendant, the money, the tojo, everything really.
Promised us everything. Women, money, power, and women.
Also, he actually totally didn't mean to kill Mizuki. But also he shot Kazama, and that he did mean to. In a shocking twist, they didn't come to any agreement at all. Kiryu returns to the homeless place where Date was keeping Haruka, and where now everything is in flames and Haruka is no more. She was kidnapped by a man called Lau Kalong, working for the evil Chinese, working with the evil Yakuza at the same time even. After saving Haruka from kidnapping once again, Kiryu is arrested for kidnapping her. After being arrested for kidnapping her, he is released by Date. Some new information is also unveiled. Haruka was earlier kidnapped by the MIA, related to a man known as Jingu, and Mizuki actually didn't die. After that, we experience possibly the worst highway chase sequence yet experienced by anyone ever. Once Kiryu is back in his hood, he starts considering the fact that some things have been rather sus as of late. Through this thinking exercise, the truth is brought to light that a certain someone had been an imposter all along. Tragedy ensues as it does. Reina, who tried to kill Nishiki in a sudden turn of morality, is dead, along with Shinji. Kiryu beats up the guy responsible, and with the clue of Shinji's dying words, he will soon make his way to the Hall Palace to meet his girlfriend, after going through a whole bunch of fetch quests to get a pass to enter. Before that, Kiryu gets a tip from Majima that he's being followed, and together they fight off the goons. Sadly, Majima is shot in this encounter. I'm sorry Majima, but I must hurry. I cannot save you. What the fuck? At the Hall Palace, Majima seems to be in good spirits for just having been shot, rather literally crashing the party, itching for another fight with Kiryu. Which he loses. And finally, Kiryu has learned where Kazama's at. He goes to visit him at the wharf, where he's chilling with Terada, who's an Omi man but also he loves Kazama. It is revelationed that Mizuki, Haruka's mother and Yumi's sister, is actually Yumi, and also that Jingu guy is Haruka's father, and a power-hungry asshole. Seda also used to be Jingu's associate in his evil crimes, until Kazama told him to cool it with the evil stuff, which made him a good guy again. Their boat explodes and Kiryu fights a lot of evil guys. Sadly, Kazama doesn't survive the encounter, same for the Mad Dog's dad. Also, by the way, the 10 bill is Jingu's. And by the way, I killed your parents. Bye bye. Everyone goes to the Millennium Tower. You better get used to this. Kiryu and Haruka finally meet Yumi, but sadly Jingo is also here. Luckily Terada is here to save us. Oh, luckily Date is here in a helicopter to save us. Oh, luckily Yumi is carrying a bomb. And Kiryu is carrying a magical protection charm which reveals him to be the next Tojo chairman. Kiryu's Kaki reveals that he really is evil indeed. And then he proves this by having a really, like actually really, shit-ass dogshit boss fight. Also, a lot of people are getting shot right now, but I can't keep track. The gang encounters Nishiki, who goes on a bizarre insult joker rant about society. Now Kiryu fights the real boss fight against his former brother, whose inferiority complex overshadows even the Millennium Tower. He wins and Nishiki becomes kinda good again and sacrifices himself to protect his non-blood family from the psycho reanimated Jingu, who's being a bit of a problem, doing so by igniting a bomb which is located about 5 meters from all of them. Also Yumi is dead. Kiryu has lost everything now and is sad, but actually he hasn't lost everything, but is still sad. Oh, by the way, Kiryu doesn't want to be the chairman anymore after this long tenure of 10 minutes, so he gives over that honor to Omi-man Terada and runs away. Finally, he is rid of the Yakuza and can follow the things that truly make him happy. Oh, this is only the first Yakuza game.